Now, while Billy Joe and the other Olympians were making their debuts, it would be hard to argue, though, the fight of the night at the NIA was between Martin Rogan and Matt Skelton. Marty coming through his opponent in the 11th round, and he's on the line right now. Marty Rogan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. How are you keeping?
Has it sunk in yet? Commonwealth champion?
It hasn't. Well, it's starting to head home because everybody over here at home are congratulating me everywhere I go and starting to find it a bit hard to go. How are you at the minute?
Yeah, Martin, I tell you what, mate, you know, it was as great a fight as you predicted it would be when I saw you in Birmingham. But in all fairness, and I know you're a realist, you're, you know, a man of the people, a normal man, could you have dreamed of this a year ago when you entered that prize fighter tournament?
I always had the dreams that I could fight at this level and take on the best. And obviously Matt Skelton is one of the best out there. He's a tough guy. I just needed the opportunity, Steve, to get out there and do the stuff. And I think it's like everybody, they need the opportunities to take it on, and I got it. But today, being realistic today, it's hard to take in that I'm now the Commonwealth champion, and it's a great feeling, and it's great for all the people back home here.
But in all fairness, Marty, it's not just the fact that you won this title and you're making everyone in Ireland proud. It's not just that. It's the fact that it was such a great fight as well. I mean, the belt's fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it was the fight and the nature of the victory against the guy as tough as Skelton. That's what makes it all that much more impressive.
Yeah, well, I knew from the start, you know, Matt's a very nice man and a great champion. I knew that he was going to come into the fight with the thing in the head, I'm the champion, I'll dictate the fight, and he was going to bring it to me and stand toe-to-toe. And I had to be prepared to stand toe-to-toe with him and take the shots that he was giving me and also give them back. And that's exactly what I've done. And, you know, in the 9th and 10th round, I took a breather. I took the breather because the finish line was the 12th round, not the 10th.
Yeah.
Which I'd seen with Audley Harrison. So I knew that Matt would have come on strong again. So just continue to do it. And what a guy, you know, Matt's a lovely man and a great fighter. And thankfully, it's a great sport we're in. And, you know, you have great moments like this. And people are saying it was a great fight. I have to get watching it back. I'm scared to watch it back in case he knocks me out.
In case the result's different. Listen, yeah. Mike, a guy called Martin Smith out in Belfast sent me an email. He said, Bunty, 2 weeks ago you said that Rocky was a fictional character, and he's asking me to take that back since you've won that title, since you won at the weekend. Let me ask you this, Marty. I'm hearing that the next fight for you, and also for some of the Olympians, could actually be in Belfast. Are you hearing the same thing?
Yeah. Well, Frank announced that night at the press conference after the fight that the fight would be in Belfast, and that's exactly where it is. And it's good because it means that people in England can travel over here for a weekend and enjoy themselves also.
Yeah.
You know, and give us some money back because it's a recession and we need some money.
Yeah.
You know, but it's in Belfast. It'd be good for the sorry about the Bobby here.
That's all right. Sort the babby out. Listen, Belfast's a great place to go for a fight. You're absolutely right. It's about. Now, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Martin. Where do you see yourself going in 6 months? Are you thinking, you know, a European fight, maybe another domestic fight if Danny Williams is out there, or are you thinking, you know, asking Frank to try and find you one of the world titles? What do you think? You know, it's not a case of dreaming. You've made dreams come true. What do you think, Martin?
Well, I believe that I've got, you know, I'm now the champion, and in 6 months' time, I don't know where I can be, but the fight in Belfast will obviously be next. And yeah. I keep my feet firmly on the ground. There's a lot of guys out there that can also, they're very, very tough, like Matt, and you just have to train very, very hard. But I can see myself with the proper preparation and the proper fights going further. But as I say, I'm realistic and my feet are firmly on the ground, and I just have to take every fight as it comes. Right. And if it should be a European title or the golden crown of all, which would be the world title fight, I'd be happy to go for it. I think a lot of people would be glad to see it. You know, Irish or English or whatever kind of fans you are. I think everybody enjoyed that fight that much that they'd be glad to see another great fight like that. So
no, they certainly would. Listen, Marty, it's been a pleasure the last year or so watching your fights, and it's been a pleasure having you on the show every time you've been on. Get back to your family. Marty Rogan, we'll speak to you very soon, big boy.
Thanks for the text, Steve.
Nah, listen, my pleasure, mate. See you later.
Thanks to everybody. Thank you.
Marty Rogan, proper fairy tale story.
Not just a fairy tale story, Andy. You know, there's fairy tale stories all the time, but this guy is a fantastic person. You heard him doing his bit there, and I like fighters to do this, pushing his hometown, pushing Belfast, saying let's get some travelling British fans come over and let's get them spending some money. And I like that, Andy.
Who do you want to go to Belfast then to make us go over and travel there? I like the idea of David Hay, but we know that's not realistically going to happen. Audley Harrison again, possibly, maybe. What about Danny Williams?
Danny Williams, Audley Harrison. Oh, you know, why not Audley Harrison? That was a tight fight. You know, we're trying to get Audley on the show here. People say I'm knocking Audley. I don't knock Audley. I'm upset that Audley didn't do what Audley could have done. I'm a massive Audley fan. Because I criticise him, it's because I've known him a long time and I feel he's let some people down. You know, but hey, listen, I'd love to see Audley and Rogan over there. And why not? Audley sells a fight. You send Audley into Belfast 10 days before that fight, mate. By the time he's done the chat shows, by the time he's done the radio, by the time he's done the working men's clubs on both divides, okay, wherever they have that fight, you won't be able to buy a ticket. Absolutely. And that's what it's about. It's about putting bums on seats in venues. It's not about obscure fighters who no one's heard of, who 8 people on the internet say are great fights. It's not about them who bring their fans in one taxi. No, it's about hordes going through the door and walking out into the night and either getting a soft drink or getting a pint of beer and talking about how great it is. Because when they're talking about how great it is, what they're doing is they're buying tickets for the next show. That's what it's about. That's a Bunce fact. That's a mild rant, Andy. Only a mild one.
That's okay. Listen, Carl from Lincoln says it best. Email simply says, Marty is making heavyweight boxing again. You mentioned Danny Williams.
Yes.
In the possibilities.
Big Danny Williams. Well, I'll leave it to
Discuss.
you. Where is Danny Williams? What has happened to Danny Williams? You got to love that. Listen, if anyone has seen Danny Williams recently, can you give us an email here, views@setanta.com, tell him there's a big fight possibly against an Irishman out in Belfast called Marty Rogan. It's a big fight, and Danny's last seen on the street somewhere. I mean, I'm not saying he's destitute, because he's not. He's a lovely man. Danny's got a lovely wife and a couple of kids. He's a fantastic fella. But where is he? One minute he's going to fight this fight, then he vanishes. He has a bit of a bad fight one night. It's an off night. And Danny has redefined off night. When he has a stinker, Danny has a stinker. But you know what? When he's hot, and he might just have that fight in there. As Customato said, there's always one last fight in every fighter. Perhaps it's this, Andy. Close your eyes, my friend. I almost want to close my eyes, go hippie on you, and close my eyes and hold hands.
Yeah, no,
close your eyes and hold hands and just think. 18,000 people at a venue somewhere. Danny at his peak against Rogan. Oh my God, that's a fight and a half, my son.
It's nice to know.
Getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Right, the British heavyweight scene then has taken another twist. Bunsey, you've got time to flex that relaxed muscle. Everyone has an opinion. What are the facts then? Yeah, well, I'll tell you what the facts are, okay? What a weekend for British heavyweights, okay? Big Marty Rogan, Matt Skelton's heart, Tyson Fury, otherwise known as Errol Flynn of the Northwest. Great times, great history. Forget the knockers. The British heavyweights have been doing a lot of business in the last 40 years. Look at him, Frank Bruno. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 attempts at the world title. He finally did it. He did us proud. Then Lennox Lewis. He shut the Americans up. He beat their favourites. And what's more, he was a cockney. Now that he's gone, we miss him. Now that he's gone, world boxing miss him. What about Aussie Joe? I'm a massive fan. The fight with Joe Frazier remains a high point in British heavyweight history. The fight with Bruno, a low point, sadly. What about Al Henry? Feared left hook, made the most of modest attributes, hit Ali on the chin, brute legend. I said brute legend, not Brit legend. And there he is, the man himself, the Brixton bomber, unfortunate sobriquet at the moment. Did Tyson, lost to Vitali, hot and cold, but what a talent. If only. And then, what about this man, Mr. Tyson Fury, Errol Flynn, George Foreman. We love this kid. He's the one that people are talking about. Needs to beat David Price. David Price beat him as an amateur. Once that's done, is this kid going to be the future? And finally, there he is, Jody on his shorts, Mr. Martin Rogan. What next? This is a true Rocky story. Is he Rocky too? So don't knock British heavyweights all the time. Some of them are fantastic. That's a Bunce fact, Andy. You got 2.